All right, we have Google Tag Manager installed to our website. We have created a trigger inside GTM for our Breely submissions. So we are ready to start creating conversion tracking tags. Let's start off with Google Ads, which is probably the most common one. All right, heading over to goals and summary, we can click create conversion action. So this user interface keeps changing quite often, but this is kind of the general idea. So here, conversions on a website, you may need to add your website here and let Google Ads search for Google Tag Manager or something, but hopefully you will get to a view like this pretty easily. So save and continue. And here we can pick what type of conversion this is. Now this is totally up to you, in which way you're using Breely, but the common ones include purchase. If you have connected Stripe and you're taking payments via Breely, this is a great one. Submit a lead form is a good one if you're using it as like a contact form. And of course, Breely does appointments, and this is very common one. So this is another alternative. If you take payments, you can still use purchase or book appointment, kind of totally up to you. But if you use, for example, Shopify and you already have purchase, maybe you want Breely to be clearly distinguished as a separate event. So I'm going to use book appointment for this demo. So here I'm going to click on this label with the G, set up manually using code, and open this up. If you want to focus your ads so they will kind of try to get as many of these specific conversions as possible, set the action optimization as primary. So usually you want to do this. Conversion, I'll call this Breely appointment booked or scheduled for clarity. Now, if you do take payments, you can choose your currency and set the default to 0 and get the value from Breely dynamically. But let's say I'm not taking payments, so I will skip this. So let's say this is a lead generation thing. In that case, I'm only interested in one conversion per user. So let's say I'm a law firm and I offer 15-minute free consultations. If someone books, 10 of these, the second or the third one is not valuable, so I'm only interested in one. However, if this is like a massage for $100 and someone books 10 massages for $1,000, I want to count everyone and every conversion is useful. So I'm going to go with one because I'm not taking payments in this example. This is a topic for another day, but 30 to 90 are pretty common click-through windows. Let's click done, save and continue, and here click Google Tag Manager, and now we are focusing on getting this conversion ID and the conversion label. All right, heading back to Google Tag Manager, and inside tags, we're gonna click on new, and let's call this Breely appointment Google Ads. All right, so let's pick the trigger first. So let's say I'm using the embed method, the recommended method. This is now the trigger that will fire this, send this conversion. And here I'm gonna click and pick Google Ads and Google Ads conversion tracking. So here I'm just gonna be copy pasting the conversion ID as the conversion ID, and here the conversion label, gonna copy conversion label here. And yeah, we are pretty much good to go. Let's save this. And for Google Ads, it's also important that we have a conversion linker tag. This kind of makes sure that the conversions are connected with the ad clicks properly. It's just a thing we need to have to make sure Google Ads conversions work. So click conversion linker, call it whatever you like, something like this, or Google Ads conversion linker, and trigger this on all pages initialization or all pages. All right, let's test this Google Ads conversion. So inside Google Ads, after I've copy pasted these and created the tag in Google Tag Manager, I'm gonna click finish, and now we should be able to find, all right, so I'm gonna open this up. So here, this is the new conversion I just created under book appointment, and we can see that it is red and inactive. So inside Google Tag Manager, let's click on preview again, and then in the tag assistant, we want to make sure that the conversion linker tag is fired even before we have submitted the Breely conversion. So conversion linker tag has fired because it's firing on all pages correctly, and tags not yet fired is the Google Ads Breely appointment. But now let's confirm. Take a look. So Breely form submitted trigger was fired, and the Google Ads Breely appointment was sent successfully, succeeded and fired. So now if everything has gone correctly, we can refresh our Google Ads goals page dashboard, again open up the book appointment, and we see that this conversion in Google Ads has turned from red and inactive into this gray no recent conversions. So Google Ads are both being sent from Google Tag Manager and being received inside Google Ads. Now make sure to click submit, and Google Ads conversions for Breely should all be working correctly.